Hello, YouTube family. How are we all doing today? A very beautiful afternoon to every one of us. Welcome to day 7 of our self love September. I'm so deeply grateful. I can't believe it that we are here for the past. Yeah, I can't believe it. Hello, hello, Facebook family. How are we all doing? It is hard, it is gladdening, it is so great to be here again this very moment. I'm so happy that every one of us that get to watch this either on a replay or you are also able to join me live. I bet it you can always have one thing to testify, and that's the fact that there is something that is shifting in our understanding, in our perspective, and in the way we look at life in the general. I want to welcome you as you come in. Please, you can just introduce yourself and then please give the video a like as you join. Well, as we all know, we started this journey 6 days ago, and here we are. Today is day 7. I can't believe this. And I just want to say that every day we are building on each of those steps that we're making that is going to make for us become the best version of whom we are. I don't know if this may not resonate with you, or you might just think, what is informing this thought, or why is this lady doing this at this moment, or why is she just coming up every day just to. I told you earlier that the reason for this broadcast came as a result of a shift in my understanding about what life is all about. That for the past 40 years of my life, when I look back, I kind of always feel that there has been gaps in the way I have been able to understand what life is all about and what my role is in life. And the moment I got the understanding, I told you yesterday that so many of us up till now, many of us are locked up in the world of spiritual awareness. Only few of us are being able to detach, are being able to understand, are being able to come to the point of realization that in actual fact, whenever we have this level of awareness and growth in the spiritual world with regards to who the person of God is or what he does, what he can do, we get to get ourselves stuck on that pedestal, not coming to know that everything in that realm only come to play and come to work whenever we have done our part and we need him to put him his best. And that is why when it has to do with you, self-discipline, which is the topic we are considering today, and which is the fact that there is no how you can become anything great in life. In fact, when you look at the statistic of the top 1% that are ruling the world, the top 1% that are making the world count, they have been able to understand the force and the power of discipline. And that anyone that is going to make anything great out of their life, you and I, if we are ever going to succeed, if we are ever going to make our dream come true, if we are ever going to see that picture that we always see in our dream whenever we sleep, we're ever going to see it materialize. This subject of today is something that we cannot do without, that you and I have to understand. And so the reason why I'm stressing this is because sometimes when we look at life, many of us resort to faith that what will be, that I don't need to do anything. So far, I just believe in God. My faith in God is enough. And I come to challenge you that if you can think more deeply, and if you can at any time, thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Appreciate your time. If you have ever seen an atheist plant maize and he harvests the corn, then you know that actually, when it comes to this earth, the only thing that operates is laws and principles. That God is the universe, supreme being, and he has put around us, laws and fundamentals and principles that governs how things supposed to be done. And whosoever who is born, who is made of God, if you by chance you are created by God, if you follow that principle, you are everly going to get the result as long as the earth remains seed time and harvest time. And so it is with this subject of self-discipline that I am considering today. And so by way of definition, self-discipline is, let me read what I got from the thesaurus. It says it is the ability to control one's feeling. Ability to control your feeling. It is ability to overcome your own weakness. The ability to pursue what you think is right, despite the temptation to abandon it. Can I tell you that coming life every day, at times that when I wake up in the morning, because I wake very, very early and I'm doing some stuff, I will feel so tired, like I feel like going back to bed. When I remember I have a community that I'm answerable to, that I want to commit to giving out to, I just know that the next thing for me to go and do is go and take a whole cold shower, or go out for a walk, or get a chewing gum and just put it at the side of my mouth and just keep on chewing, so that I will get myself and just kind of play a video that is going to be giving me the needed motivation. This is what I practice on my own side that is helping me. So when you look at the subject of self-discipline, it is not something that is easy, and I'm not going to lie to you. Because if you're ever going to be disciplined, number one, you are not going to be the type that listens to every feeling that your body dictates. If you don't want your life to remain the same, that okay, this year, this is where I am. Okay, if I want to see a change in my life to where I want to be, there's no magic that is going to happen if you are going to continue to display that aspect of your life that once I don't feel like it, then it's okay, I can quit. When you don't feel like doing it, and you eventually you condition your body, you tell your body the reason why this thing is important to you, you go ahead and get it done. Yes, and yes, that is just the only thing that can get you the desired result. Why am I saying so? The reason why I'm saying this is because you have to conquer yourself. You have to conquer yourself first before you can conquer. You know, there was an adage that I listened to that talked about the fact that, oh, I used to tell myself that I'm going to conquer the world, until the day that I told myself I must conquer myself first. That there is no way you can conquer the world if you have not succeeded in conquering your own self, in conquering your whole body. And what are those things that you need to begin to pay attention to that will help you with regards to this subject of self-discipline? So we have been able to see that self-discipline, it's a must for us to become anything we want to be in life. And then we don't want to be the type that always wait for people before we do a thing. That when you are considering this subject of being self-disciplined, you have to know that you have to be proactive. You don't listen to what people say. Look at the case of the athletes. When they, during their offline season, when they are not in any competition, do you know the kind of life they live? Many of us, and that is why whatever you are in the secret, when nobody is watching, that is the real and the authentic you. And that is what is going to inform what and who you are going to ever become. Because when you look at those athletes, when they get there and you see them being crowned, being handed over the gold medal and what have you, we don't used to see this part. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I'm grateful that you don't get to see those times that they wake up as early as 3 a.m., 4 a.m., just running and walking and doing workout, beating their body, eating. They know the kind of food you and I that we normally eat. They know they cannot eat those kind of food. You know, this is what I'm trying to say, that when you look at, when you want to do this work of self-discipline, it is something you cannot do alone. You have to look at who you are going to surround yourself. You can imagine some of you that are here today, you can as well be watching Netflix. You can as well be watching or doing any other thing aside from this. And it is just because this topic resonates with you, or you believe in this statement and in this work, that is why you are here. And I appreciate you for that. And one of the things that make me say this is because social media, as the good as it is, has turned so many of us. There's one book that I wrote. He says he call it app amnesia. If you're ever going to be self-disciplined, you cannot be on Netflix 24/7. You cannot be watching Netflix 24/7. You have to begin to see how you can begin to do something they call digital dieting. If you hear what I say, I want you to put it in the chat, as in digital dieting. You know, if you want to be self-disciplined and you want to, with regards to your body now, maybe you're an athlete, you want to be fit, you know what you want to do now. You go and start dieting. Is that not? Thank you, Oluwabusola. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you. And you know, you start dieting like somebody like me that wants to lose 10 pounds before the end of the year. You know, you start by choice choosing what to eat. Same goes for us. If you're ever going to begin to take hold of what this discipline means and how you and I can get the best out of it, you have to know that the social media world is full of so many distractions that if you're not careful, you can be on Facebook and you just promise yourself, no, I'm not going to use more than 10 minutes. So I just want to wish that person happy birthday and get out. But do you know that if you don't really have the muscle to do this, yeah, you hear it very well, Oluwabusola, digital dieting, that you are going to be consciously and be constantly monitoring the number of hours you spend on the social media, because it is if you are not producing, let me put it this way, if you are not giving value, if you are not creating a content, if you are there to consume, make sure you run. Because the tendency of you staying, you may not know when 2 hours is gone. And for anybody that wants to be able to apply this force of discipline in their life, you must know what time means. You must know that it is one of the most precious resources that when it's lost, you can't gain it back. If your money is lost, somebody can still give you back. When time is lost, it's gone forever. And every one of us, as we look at our lives, our life is a culmination of the number of seconds, minutes, hours, and days, weeks, months, and so you can see. So if you have not been able to bring yourself to a place where you value your time on what you spend it on, you are going to discover that you will not be able to achieve this point of self-discipline. And how do you want to do this? Because this challenge, you have to do it with people. You have to look for people that will surround you, that are in that way, people that can help you bring about. Look at, and there are two pains. I want to challenge you that if you decide that the force of discipline is hard, if you decide that, no, I don't want this, I want you to imagine a pregnant woman. If you have ever seen a pregnant woman during the period of the pregnancy, she goes through a lot of pain. Some of us can admit to this, that are mothers. And then also, you can imagine the sleeping posture is changing, the walking posture is changing, the eating habit, everything. And those things can also mean pain. I hope you are following. But do you know that at the same time, that pain, when the baby eventually comes out, is going to come out, she's also going to experience pain. Are you following me? But when you now see, when the joy comes forth, the pain diminishes. The same thing with our life. Whatever level you are in your life today, the decision to change it, the decision to turn it, whatever story you have told yourself up till today, whatever excuses, no matter how tenable it is, that is the reason why you are where you are today. I tell you, if you are able to apply the force of discipline, you are able to go through the pain so that you will not go through the second pain. Because there are two pains in life. There is a pain that is voluntary. The pain that is voluntary, you subject yourself, you allow yourself to go through it because you know there is a future. You know, okay, this is what is going to happen. I'm going to have a baby at the end of my 9 months, and that will make you happy. You will be glad going through that pregnancy. When the baby kicks you, when the baby is moving and it's like all your tummy, you will just be looking forward for that picture, and you will be able to. But when you decide not to do anything and you don't take any effort to change, to do anything, there is still another pain, and that is the most painful one, which you cannot stop. And that is when you now see people. I see people here in the States. You see some people that are 70 years old, somebody that you should be thinking should have retired, and they are still working. They can't sleep. They have to still show up because they don't have what it takes to go and relax. They have bills to settle. They have so many commitments. And I don't mean to say that to spite anybody, but the point is that anytime you decide to make a change in your life, if you take that decision, there will be pain. But what you have succeeded in doing to yourself is that you have succeeded in reducing the pain that you will be having or be facing or be pushing to the future. You are reducing it by you taking care and taking time to do something about your life and your present now. And one of the things you are going to be needing to do that is to do what? Is to apply the force of discipline to everything you do. To believe that nothing good comes cheap and that there's always a price to pay. I was just mentioning that I am saying I want to lose weight. There will be time that I will see food I will love. I will also have to take my eyes off it because I decided this thing is more important to me. My mental health, my state of mind, everything has to do with me applying that force of discipline. Because if I'm not healthy, my body will not be there for me to run with the vision, to run with anything I decide to do with my life. So every one of us, I want you to begin to imagine in every aspect of your life that you know you are not getting the best out of. It is time to start applying the force of discipline because you don't want to push your pain to the future. You don't want to feature in that future that you will be blaming and you will be living in regret. And I know I will have just taken more extra steps to just do what? To just eat more healthy, to just take that responsibility. And I want to tell you that please, so many people give the responsibility for your life. Don't beat it on somebody else. I know back home in Nigeria, many people blame the problem of the country, the problem of the politicians, the problem of all the people that are doing all those silly things on reason why they are where they are. I want you to know that nobody can take that blame except you. If your life is ever going to be a masterpiece, if you're ever going to make anything great out of your life, you must, of a necessity, accept the responsibility. That the responsibility is on you. It's on you. I was saying it. There was a story that was told that. Can you imagine? Okay, there is the outbreak of maybe somebody just burgled a house and he managed to kill somebody or shoot somebody. The person is not yet dead, and it's still between life and you that is there with the person. You are just lamenting and you are saying, those stupid politicians, those stupid people that did not put light in the neighborhood, those stupid people that did not let this thing happen. If not, this child will not have been shot, or if not, this girl should not have happened. But you stayed there, you didn't do anything to the child that is bleeding, to the person that was being shot. You don't know whether she could still make it or not. Now, that is the scenario I want us to play every time we blame the country, every time we blame our society for anything that we don't see in our life. If at that moment that child is bleeding, you know that the life of this child is important to you. What are you going to do? You run with every zeal and every power in you to the nearest place where you can get succor and healing, health for that girl or for that person. That is how it is with regards to our lives. Because the same country, as we are pushing those blame, there are people that are not minding the news, that they are not distracted by all the politics that is going on. They are facing their work, they are doing the right thing, they are pushing their effort in the right thing because so many people are working. But are you working in the right place that you really, really need to put your effort to bring about the result you want? And that goes to the subject of the three levels of what we have. We have the physical work, like in manual work, those people that work like the mechanic, those people for organizer, or people that carry concrete, that build the house. When you see them carrying those heavy stuff, you see them sweating, you believe they are really, really working. And that is just the normal physical work. There is that part which is the mental work. The mental work is when you are able to sit down alone in solitude. You're able to apply your mind. You're able to put in your mind to think on a subject, on a problem, and while you are thinking of that problem, ideas start to come around your brain, your mind, and you begin to generate thoughts that can solve that problem. And in you so doing, you're already attracting, you're already making money, because every time you're able to solve a problem, it is of automatic fact that you will attract money. It's a question of time. So when we get to that state, and that is why you see when they pay an IT guy that is in the server room, that is the one controlling all the server and all the computer, that is controlling the entire and they are paying him that high. You know what they are paying for? That mental prowess. And that is why it is good for all of us, as a matter of fact, to look for every skill that is being needed for us to be able to function in this 24/7, because the world has shifted in such a manner that if we remain where we used to be and we are waiting that the same world that we lived before 2020 COVID is still going to come back, we are not telling ourselves the truth. And so if it has to do for you to go and learn how to use social media to make money, how to use social media to sell your product, how to use social media to gather, attract people that can become your client, or they will come you have to just begin to position yourself to getting that skill. Go for knowledge. You have to go and learn so that you avoid the pain. You have to pay that price of discipline so that you are and also the third part of work, the third level of work that I was describing is the spiritual work. And this is why many of us are stuck. This is why many of us that are religious get to forget that this is not all. When you do the spiritual work, it is important. You need to do it. You need to seek, and when you go to God in prayer, you pray to seek ideas. You pray to receive the mind of God, to receive strategies, to receive skills, to receive understanding. You can imagine when Moses was on the mountain, what was he doing? He was receiving strategies, he was receiving insight, he was receiving blueprints on what he's going to come and build. But as many of us that still believe that once you finish your prayer, you just need to fold your hand and wait that God is going to do it. Please, it's time for us to wake up. That God is not going to come down and do what he has put in your hand to do. He has given you two brains. He has given you this head, two eyes, everything he has given us. He has put everything in nature like a puzzle that we just need to do what? To be putting on each other. And before we know it, the picture will get clear. So I want to leave this for us, that first and foremost, you should know that anytime you refuse to apply this self-discipline in any area of your life that you want to see change, it is not your government, it is not your neighbor, it is not your family, it's not nobody. It is you that refuse not to change. And if you want to become the better person in year 2021, in year 2022, this is the best time. This is the right time for you to start doing that. So let me give us another point that is going to, I said number one is digital dieting, that you should begin to track and limit the number of hours that you are using on the social media, on watching TV, on just spending busybodying. Some of us can say, I'm busy. You're actually doing something, but what you are doing is not really. You can imagine you are having an exam for medicine. But you are reading a novel, a fiction. You can tell me you are not wasting your time. You are reading actually, but what you are reading is actually not going to be the solve. It's not going to be what is going to solve your problem for you being able to pass that exam. So that is how life is. If you look at your life, where you are now and where you love to be, if you are able to understand the gaps and what is needed for you to get to that place, every time you do any other work, contrary to those needle moving efforts to getting you to that destination you have enumerated, you are not working. You are not working. You are just existing, or you are just going through life like, and that is not it. So I want to look at how we can together have a state of mind, a place where we're able to overcome the weakness that our body suggests. That when our body tells us, we don't just listen to her, that we come to that place where we control our body. And if for some of us that are Christian, we know there's a place in the scripture that says that Paul was talking, that he commands. You don't allow your body to dictate to you. You dictate because you know what you want and you know the reason why you want it. And so you are not going to just allow anybody, any friendship, any association, or those people that are not going anywhere, you cannot just allow them around you. Allow them to be around you. So this is what I want to give us today with regards to getting discipline with our time. That's another thing. Time is very important. And then let me tell you something with regards to the time. You can have time as, thank you very much. You can, when we talk about the subject of time, some of us, we don't know how we can get our day in such a way that we put everything together and we are not losing the number of time. And one thing that can help us is to do what? To imagine that you have $2,400 every day when you wake up. Imagine you are being given $2,400. How are you going to spend it? And every time you wake up, that you don't think through your day before you get out of bed, you are just going to walk through that day. You will not see many things happen because you did not intentionally put anything that you are blocking that time with. Okay, between the hour when I wake up between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., this is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to watch this video on personal development for 30 minutes. Okay, before then, I'm going to do my meditation and prayer. I'm going to do that. Then watch this video, then read this book, one chapter, then do this, Each of those things that you are doing, that before your day starts, you have already given yourself 3 hours to yourself, to your own assignment, before you go and say yes, sir, before you go and answer, okay, carry file and do all those things for somebody else. You consider what you want to do, what you want to achieve out of that day before it starts. So, or else, everything will just go to the winds. And before you know it, you don't have anything to substantiate your day. And that is why routine is important. You must have a routine. You must have a daily routine that is constant, that every day I must work out for 30 minutes. I must take a walk for 15 minutes. Every day, that day, there's no a day that passes that I don't do this. Because I've already know the importance of why I am doing it, and I'm not going to allow anything to stop me because I know what I'm getting out of there. So this is very important to every one of us if we want to master our body and we want to begin to build self-discipline in our lives. Another thing that I want to explain to us is, whenever we look at life, when we look at the results we are after, I want you to imagine the completion. That is why when you do something, you have not finished it. Instead of you just jumping off and saying, I'm not doing it again, sit down, consider you finishing that work. Consider you finishing that work. When you are able to finish that, okay, this is the end. Like, okay, I'm here now. Where I am going is that I want to have a house in one of the most choicest places. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire in US dollars so that I can have enough resources to fund kingdom work, to do great things, to help children on the street, to help insecurity, to tackle this problem. When you are envisioning those things, one thing that you will remember is that, okay, why will I commit to this thing? If I eat healthy, I know obesity is not good. I know obesity is going to inflict pain on me. I know I will not be able to have a healthy body. I know my body will not be able to support me to do anything I want to do. I know my money will be spent on taking care of my ill health. So I want to now begin to fuel my energy and my momentum based on that end that I am seeing. I am visualizing a completion benefit. So that benefit that is at the end of this exercise is going to make me to go through the pain. It's going to help me to go through every pain and be tough on myself. And when somebody brings around that same junk food and want to entice me with it, I know why I am not going to take it. I know I will have alternatives. I will look for other alternatives of food that are organic, that can also be healthy and that can support my cause. I will do that. When you do this, you have succeeded in giving your body and pushing your body under, because that is the normal thing we see. Every one of us, if we are ever going to be anything, we must learn to put our body, and it's by not listening to our body. Because if we listen to every dictate our body wants, it will end us in it will end us in what have you. So we have to make it as a point of this to do us to listen to our gut. And the last thing I want to mention is the fact that we should endure the training. It might look hard, we should endure. One of the things you have seen in the world today that is so disheartening is that many people are not willing to wait for the process that it takes for them to become whoever they want to be. When we see people being celebrated outside, we feel that don't know that guy is lucky, and you don't know his parents. His parents are from Obama's family. You don't know that girl. That is because she went to Harvard. That's why. We just look. We don't want to endure. You just started a business, you've taken this time. Oh, I started this thing. It's only 10 people that are online. It's only 5 people that is watching. And you want to, because of immediate displeasure or immediate failure that you are seeing, you want to stop and go away from what you desire. Whereas where you are spending your time and energy on is on something that you don't love. How long do you want to continue in this kind of life? In you living your life, your energy, you are being spent on things that really doesn't give you love, joy, and fulfillment. So this is why it is very important at this moment in our life, even as we are rounding up this year, as we look forward to the end of December, we should begin to make a shift in our thinking to begin the process of our transition. That after your 9 to 5, what do you do with your 5 to 9? What are those things we are doing? What books are you reading? Do you read book? Do you research? Do you train? Endure training. Go through research. Look for people that, if you want to be a politician, what business are you doing with people that are engineers? You have to surround yourself with politicians. If you want to be a businesswoman, you have to surround yourself with business women, people that are reasoning along the same way with you. And we don't have any excuse this day. That guy, the person is in US, the person is in there's no way I can meet. We want to be a millionaire. I don't have any millionaire around me. I don't know any millionaire I can learn from, that can approach. Go and start Googling. Google, read biography, read books about millionaires, people that have made something great out of their life. Go and study what they are doing every day. Go and study how they are living, how they are showing up. When you begin to see, then you now know the reason why you have to endure this pain now, because you have a picture that you are looking forward to and you don't want anything to sabotage. That is what I have for us today. And I do hope and believe that you are able to get something. And that assignment about money that I just mentioned, that you visualizing your day, you will now imagine how much of a money, how much of time you are wasting, or that is tripling off you, like you're just pouring it away. You don't know, just like water, and it's not getting any value. And before you know it, the day is gone. The year is gone. Before you know, the month is gone. Before you know it, and we're just like, so we don't want life to catch us unaware as people that are not having understanding. Begin to time yourself. Be disciplined with your time. Be disciplined with learning. Be disciplined with your body. Don't listen to your body. Don't believe life. There are times that life is all about pain. Everything is not going to be rosy. If not, when you look at, just like I mentioned, the process of a woman giving birth, you will have imagined that everything should just be rosy. But at the same time, a woman will tell you that she still goes through pain. But when the baby comes, she forgets every of those things. So also in life. So some of us, we have gone through so many pain in life. We have gone through so many difficulties and so many situations that really, really is not worth it. We can always have to push as a reason for us not wanting to change. But the way God has put life, after that pain comes glory. After that pain comes the result. After you enduring, going through the meals, enduring the process, taking your time to go the extra mile to do what you need to do, you will begin to see that actually every of those things that you are labeling pain, they are actually part of the thing that is being put in check for you to remain sane. Because sometimes when you are praying and you are planning to become a millionaire and you don't have the stature, you have not grown up to that stature where you can handle it, it will be your greatest disservice. It will be something that will even be it will be to your harm. So that you will not even be the one that is architecting your own destruction. So many of us, we need to grow in that stature, to grow ourselves in that capacity, that when you see this money, you are able to handle it. That it's not going to be something, because you see many people that their life have been wasted just because they got into this stream just too early, and it ruined them. And I want to encourage us to please, thank you, Lord, thank you, ma, thank you. Hey, please, it is shareable. Is it not? I'm just getting that feedback. Please kindly share. Please, I love you to share it. We are just on day 7 and we are going for 30 good days. So we are going for 30 days. So please kindly share it. Please kindly share the link. Please, it is shareable. Kindly share it. And also the video is also available on my YouTube channel from day 1. You can always go back and watch the replay. It's always also being streamed on my YouTube channel on Lodeta Think Media. Yes, the link is on the Facebook page, and I'm also going to try putting it on after the broadcast. I'll put it so you can always watch the replay. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you. I appreciate you, ma. So this is where I want to stop. I believe you have something that you have gotten from this. And in rounding up, I want to start rating yourself every day. Every day you do something that you don't used to do before. In the line of your progress, mark it and celebrate yourself. Oh, today I woke up earlier than I used to wake up, and part of the thing I did, I pick up a book, I read a page, even if it's just a page. I read one chapter of a book. You know, that is how growth happens. It is not that just sudden, massive, gudu, gudu, gudu. No, that one doesn't last. It is a gradual, daily, massive, repetitive, imperfect action. And when you make it, always celebrate yourself for doing that. That is how life is. Thank you, Alison Graham. Thank you, Oluwabusolami. Thank you, Mr. Jibade. Thank you, ma'am, Mrs. Mabel Chinwe, and everybody that is on the stream that I'm not able to see your name. Thank you very much. And those of you that also watch, and those of you that will get to watch the replay here on YouTube and also on Facebook, I appreciate. I'm deeply grateful for the time. I'm so happy you're able to come online and join me for this broadcast. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be talking on the subject of self-development. Self-development. Like I said, you can never mix it up with spiritual development. If you are sound spiritually, there is always a place for you to also be sound. You development of yourself in such a place, in a way whereby you command attention, whereby your life attracts. And when you come and you get to a place, you are just a force to be reckoned with. Everybody just want to listen. And this is where so many of us as believers have failed God. That we are now living like people that are victim mentality. We are not bold to showcase our God. We are lacking in skills. We don't have competency. We don't have that part aroma that when we get to a place, people perceive us, they are, wow, wait a minute. And this is where I'm pushing us to. As women, as mothers, we have been given a lot of baggage that we're moving on with in life, that we think once we get to that place where we are married and we are having our children, that is the end of our career and dream and purpose and calling in life. I am seeing a community of people that with the grace of God, will help unleash their grace and push them to that place where they are able to begin to assert themselves in God and in whom they are, and being able to live that life holistically, and then become agents of change in every aspect of their life wherever they appear. This is the beauty of what it means to be a woman, and not just, oh, I'm married and that is the end. No, we are just starting. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Until I see you tomorrow, we see you. God bless. Bye from here. Thank you.